Hey there guys, what's going on? This is Reckles with Want to Buy Gold, and I'm really excited because this video is the start of a series on transmog farming. We did this massive community effort farm of every dungeon from vanilla to Warlords of Draenor, 20 runs of each, and we've got those results tallied and ready to go. So I'm gonna start a top 10 list, a video on each of the best dungeons to farm. And there's some really surprising information, like Uldaman ranked number 41. So like there's been a shift in the transmog market, and I'm excited to share it with y'all. But today I wanted to answer the most common question, or the most common comment I get on this channel, and that is Transmog doesn't sell. This has always been funny for me because like the people who write these comments transmog their gear. So like they either farmed up all the transmog themselves, or like they bought some of it off the auction house, which means someone got that sell. Even personally, my morning routine, I wake up, I get some oatmeal, I sit down at the computer, I restock the auction house and respond to YouTube comments. So like I'm literally looting like 200,000 gold while people are telling me that transmog doesn't sell. So I really wanted to just address this concern and just kind of tell y'all how transmog actually works. You know what? To be honest, the people who say this, they're close. They're almost right. Transmog doesn't sell. They're just missing a word. Quickly. The most common mistake new gold makers make is they treat transmog like you can make gold with it. And what I mean by that is, like, if you go out and you farm Zul'Farrak 5 times, and then you put it up on the auction house for 3 days, like you're not gonna hit gold cap. You're not gonna be able to buy a WoW token. You're gonna get a little bit of gold in. And you know, it's just like real life. You have your job, and you get better and better at your job, so you can put some savings away, and then you invest that savings into a passive income stream. And at first, that income stream kind of sucks, but over time, you just repeat the process over and over, and eventually, your passive income is greater than or equal to your job, and you can quit, and you can retire. Like, I mean, I don't know what the secret of life is, but as far as money goes, like, that's the goal, right? Well, it's the same thing in WoW. Your job is current content crafted gear. The first step any gold maker should do is go out and get 100% of the current content recipes, and then step 2, make one of everything and post it up on the auction house. Or not 100% of every current content recipe, but just the ones that your main has. And then once you do that, once you have the auction house stocked with current content stuff, that'll give you that constant, decent flow of income, enough to buy a WoW token, enough to buy whatever. Then you can start branching out into, you know, the secondary income streams, and that's things like pet farming, or TCG mounts, or old content crafted gear, or transmog. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Recipes, you can get recipes. But let's look at the nuts and bolts of like how transmog actually works. So if you have TSM installed and you hover over an item, you'll see average daily sold. This is how many of the items sell per day on an average server. So for potions, it'll tell you like 138 sell per day on average. But with transmog, it's really kind of depressing. The range that you can expect is like 0.01 to like 0.2. And at first that's kind of depressing, but I'll bring you through an example and show you how you should structure your transmog sales. So let's take an average of like 0.03. When it comes to transmog, like saying this many sell per day doesn't really make sense. What you want to focus on is how many days it'll take to sell that item. And for 0.03, you just take the inverse of that, and that means the average server will buy one of those items every 30 days. But you know what, I'm gonna assume that you have some competition, so let's say 1/3 of those sales go to you. So it takes 3 months, about 100 days to sell any given transmog item, okay? All right, now the glass half empty way of looking at that is like, oh, it takes so long to sell it. You have to repost it so many times. But if you say that, like, I automatically know that you aren't posting your current content stuff every day anyway, because that means you're, like, if you're posting your current content stuff, you're already at the auction house. You're already doing it, and throwing one more item into the mix isn't going to make that big of a difference. The glass half full way of looking at it is, okay, if it takes 100 days to sell any given item, that means you can sell 1% of your inventory a day. And then you can start doing math with it. So if you want 1 sell a day, then you have 100 items, and 1% of those will sell a day. If you want something more consistent, though, if you want consistent transmog sales, I would say have about 500 items. 500 items is your starting point, and then on average, you'll get 5 sales a day. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get 10 or 20. Sometimes you'll get unlucky and you'll get 1 or 2. But you'll pretty much always get 1 or 2. You'll always have a trickle coming in. You'll get that nice sexy dopamine that you need to really just feel like you're not wasting your freaking time. But you know what? We can get even more specific with it. So let's say you have a tangible goal. 300,000 gold a month with Transmog. You want to be able to buy 2 WoW tokens a month just with this secondary profession. What does that mean? It means 10,000 gold a day for 30 days. That's 300,000 gold. 10,000 gold a day spread out among the 5 items a day you sell on average. That means if you have those 500 items and each is worth 2,000 gold or more, then you'll hit that goal. I mean, you can adjust these numbers however you please, but that's kind of my general recommendation for people starting out in Transmog. Try to get 500 items worth 2,000 gold or more. But right here is where a lot of people fall over a hurdle, is that like people come into gold making looking for like what's the best farm. Here's the thing, there's no farm out there that's gonna get you 500 items. You want to get that strong, consistent sales. You don't want to have 13 different items that you can get from one dungeon and just have, you know, like 50 duplicates of each item. I mean, Eclipsu has 43 jade leg plates in his guild bank, but like, let's just be honest, he knows what he's doing a lot more than most people. Eclipsu, also, screw you for having 43 jade leg plates in your guild bank. What the F? I'm so jealous. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to spread your farming out over multiple dungeons. So find something in the level 20 tier, a level 20 dungeon. Find a level 25 dungeon, a level 30, 35 dungeon, a 40, a 45 dungeon, a 50, a 55 dungeon, a 60 dungeon. I mean, I know I'm being a little repetitive here, but this is the important stuff that everyone skips. And then once you take care of vanilla, you want to find a BC dungeon, a Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, a good Kata and Wad and Mop dungeon. Well, you don't have to cover all the tiers, but cover all the tiers you enjoy farming. Find your niche, and then establish sets. If you get 1 or 2 of a lot of different items, you'll move a lot more product than if you just sit out in Silithus or Zul'Farrak and just farm for weeks and weeks on ends. Then you're just going to have duplicates. But if you want to know what dungeons I recommend specifically to farm, I'm not going to tell you here. You're going to have to subscribe and click the notification bell. I actually highly recommend that because whenever I put these videos out, these dungeons are going to get farmed. You're going to have some competition. So first come, first serve here. But because the Want to Buy Gold community is so awesome, we had like 30 people helping out to farm 1,500 dungeons. I'm so excited to have the actual numbers and be able to say definitively that these are the best dungeons. It feels really good. But that's all for me. Hit the like button, subscribe, and you know what? Do me a favor. If I wasn't clear enough on anything, or if you have any more questions you're curious about, by all means, leave them below down in the comments. And you know what? If you are an experienced transmog farmer and you know what's going on, you know the ins and outs, then go ahead and scroll through some of the questions you see down below and like help them out. I love seeing. My favorite thing about doing YouTube is that we get to see a whole bunch of different perspectives on things. You know, we get to answer questions from different paradigms and different server sizes. It's a lot of fun. I love learning and growing with y'all. It's fantastic. But that's it for me. Have a great day. Good luck and happy gold making.